Hey YouTube, Coppersan here, and Nexon released the Q1 roadmap, which includes details of the Beast Tamer rework, new leveling events, and more insights on what is happening to Reboot after all those changes in MapleStory Korea. If you didn't watch the previous video, basically the Meso rates will be the same in the Reboot servers as they are in the regular servers, and there will be a daily Meso cap. Plus, in the regular servers you can then buy cubes with Mesos. That's basically it. So let's quickly go over the roadmap and then we talk about this huge wall of text that is going to talk about the future of GMS. February will be a bit of a quiet month. The Strawberry Farm event, which is going to be released in this month, is a great leveling event for lower level players. It's kind of similar to the events that we recently had. This event works for characters up to level 219, you just get dropped in a map, have to kill a bunch of mobs to give a huge amount of EXP. It's great to get those level 3 link skills. Besides that and a collab, not much interesting is happening in February. Then in March we can expect a lot more quality of life and revamps coming our way, affecting monster life, professions, and the stat UI, which will be reworked. The reworked Beast Tamer class Lin will be released in May, which hopefully also means that Beast Tamers can finally start working on their 6-job skills. I do hope they get a big fat compensation for still not being able to get any 6-job resources until then. This class cannot even make the 6-job advancement or get any resources, which is pretty crazy. Also, no mention of the Angelic Buster rework, which I was kinda expecting for March or May. Then at the bottom there is this big part of the notice that talks about the changes in MapleStory Korea and Nexon's vision and plan for MapleStory Global. They remain super vague about these changes and if they will come to MapleStory Global. They do not give a solid yes or no, they just say, we'll see. They do also mention the following though. During our planning process for the game and each update, we consider the existing unique specifications of GMS and the play pattern and preferences of our players. Now personally, I feel like no one playing in Reboot is interested in these changes coming over from MapleStory Korea, at least not in their current form, and I do believe that the Nexon NA employees will fight for our server. Because at the end of the day, if MapleStory Global starts performing poorly, their whole office could be on the line as well. However, they cannot guarantee that their Korean HQ won't just force them to get the same changes, so they unfortunately have to remain vague. Now of course, I don't know if things are this political at Nexon, but that's just the feeling that I'm getting from the notice. Also, it ain't entirely true that each change is considered for our existing unique specifications. For example, the somewhat recent changes to tradability of certain items as part of a better Maple, which resulted in the items actually becoming less tradable than before, or the many times that flame drops from boss monsters got nerfed by accident. So I'm happy to read that, but also the past hasn't exactly shown that that was always the case. MapleStory Global and MapleSea did recently get a cube rework, and in MapleStory Global the Reboot server names are being changed. This could all indeed be an effort to make each region in the game more unique, which could also mean that we won't be getting every change that a certain region like KMS is getting. Or maybe that is just wishful thinking, I mean time will tell. Also, one more thing, this all started after Nexon got a fine from the Federal Trade Commission in Korea for manipulating the cube rank up rates and lines without telling their players, like half a decade ago. But now Korean players have reported Nexon again because of this announced change, as they bought VAC pads in Reboot in a regular server, and the biggest benefit of this pad is that it can loot all the Mesos as you grind without you having to walk around or divert from your rotations. You know, us Maplers are all about that min-maxing. But this pad basically loses its functionality after a few hours of grinding because Nexon changed the way the game works and now plans to implement a Meso limit. So if after 5 hours the Mesos just stop dropping, you hit your limit, then what is the use of a VAC pad that you paid big money for? That just doesn't sit right with the players either. The Federal Trade Commission is currently monitoring the situation in Korea, and they will act if they do feel like Nexon's going out of line here. So yeah, let's see what the future holds for MapleStory and for all these changes. This all feels like this change was pushed through as a reaction to the Cube scandal, and it just affects the game economy in a way bigger way than Nexon initially thought, and it was pushed out way too fast without actually thinking about the consequences. It was just not thought out properly. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. That's all I had for today. Many thanks for watching, and as always, special thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, Jesus Rodriguez, Kaudi Mora, Wiley, Riser Are BackSpaceOTI, Ziggy Historycanon, Saffronyx, Flidiot, Knifesu, Cloudfix, Sir Tito 655, Michael Menchaca, Raytheus, Afterlord, Betrayal 1489, Silvio Nato, Striker Elk, Tidal One Fun, Victor Sundstrom, Matthias Simonsen, Mr. Anarch, Ben on Games, The Passenger, Kanye Wu, Max Bernhardt, Mukau 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Gabriel Eck, Fecko, Vake Botnet, Dante Victory, Mathinu Def, Snack HBG, Only, Lord Vasil, Spats the Kaiser, That Archer Guy, Louis Bento Brandau, Snuffle Pop, Tails Curspet, The Wolf Drake, Gaber Wolf, Live Love MapleStory, Kali, Duckfoos, Quinn, Migu, Sir Otter, Nix, and Gulamay Paiva. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!